Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and today I thought we might do some real times. These pages have been coming together pretty quickly, so I feel like I can do a couple real times to help break up all the mini short voiceover videos to do a couple of these with you. So this is where we're at. I think we're on number 11. And so the next page is this picture of Kevin with a green background. And I love this because I have this paper as a mat on this page, which I didn't even mean to coordinate, but I love that. So we're gonna do that one of Kevin. I don't know if we'll do a couple more, but I feel like these processes have been going pretty quickly. So I figured I'd give it a go at doing real time again. I haven't done one in a while. So with the green background, I want a pink paper and a black paper. I'm okay with the marble as well, so I'm just gonna go through really quick and sift out the green that I don't need. We have some pink here. Here's some pink. I have the multicolored. I don't know if I'll do that on this page though. Could be cool though. I think I'll save these for a page with like a black background though, for the pops of color. So let's see, I need to figure out which black paper I want, which pink paper I want. Oh, here's marble. I'll pull that just in case. What is the pink paper I used last? I'm trying not to use them right next to each other. So this is the dash paper, this is the diamond paper, and this is the watercolor paper. Okay, so I could pretty much use either of these. I have the size I need in the diamond, so I'm thinking that will solve that question for me, because I don't want to have to mess with these little scraps. So diamond it is, which is nice. I have another scrap too if I want to do a cluster somewhere, but that's a good size for the mat around the photo. And then I do have the white marble. What's the black I most recently used? The black diamond. So definitely not this one, because I already have the green that is the same. I don't also want the black that's the same. Okay, what's the blacks on this? Oh, this is diamond too. So pretty much any of the blacks except for the diamond. Don't know. If I do this one, I probably won't do the marble, but the leafy pattern could probably give some cool texture maybe. Or I'm really drawn to this dark one just because of the contrast, but I don't know if having a dark green and a dark black. See, if I did this black though, I could use the marble. I think I'll not do the marble on this one, just to simplify the amount of papers I'm using. And I think this is too dark with the dark green. I do have this marbly one, the watercolory black. That could be cool. Or I can pull in some pattern. I haven't used this one yet. Is this too much? I feel like it is. I feel like if I had a more subtle green, this one would be cool. But with the pattern on the green plus the pattern on the black, I think that's too much. I could do this black and white stripe, but I'm really being drawn more to a pattern. So I'm thinking one of these two. I might do this one. I don't know. I haven't used this one yet, and I kind of want to save this marbly one because I love it. And we have the peachy tan watercolory one on the page next to this one, so I don't really feel like using this one on the page right next to it. So I'm going to leave out, we have this, Okay, so that's pretty much how I've been going about picking out the papers. It really helps when you have a mini album and you know the page prior, because you can kind of base the next page off of that. I don't have gold again. I've really been slacking on the gold. I just haven't been drawn to it much as I've been scrapping. So we do have this coordinating pocket card, but so far I haven't journaled anywhere, and I don't think I want to journal anywhere on this book. I think I just want it to be a nice collection of photos of his dogs with pretty mats. So you may notice I haven't done any journaling, haven't done any titles. I just don't know yet if I'm even going to want to do that. I'm gonna bring in text with embellishment because I have the Tim Holtz word stickers. So I just don't know if I want to pull in a journaling card that like I need to write on. So I think this one could be cool. I do have these pops with gold on it, but I think if I'm using this pattern, I won't use that. So I don't think I'm gonna use any of the cut aparts on this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside too. And we can pretty much get started. I love this picture of Kevin. I don't know if I want it as a 4x4 though. I think it'll be more centered on him. But I don't know. What did I do on the page before? This is the part you guys miss the whole time during my process, is me referring back to the book. So I have a 4x4 on the page next to it. So I think I will keep this as a 4x6 just to break up the photo proportion a little bit. I don't want it to be square, 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 you know? Even though I have two squares here, square landscape, square portrait, portrait square. So I think I'll keep this one as a 4x6. So that solves that dilemma. I might trim it down a smidgen just so I can do my black and white double matte that I've been doing, and not like not make this too big to matte on the pink. So I'm gonna trim this down a little bit. I'll start with 1/4 of an inch. I think that will be good. Yeah, 2 little double mattes on that, and then on the pink. Do I have a big enough white scrap to do this? I don't think so. This is also another thing you don't see, is the mess of scraps I keep under my my cutting board in case I need a white or black scrap. But I don't have a big enough piece, so I'm just going to go ahead. Thank you, Mom, for all of my white filler paper. I get albums with black filler paper. My mom gets albums with white filler paper, so it's kind of nice. We can trade filler paper, and we always have black and white scraps. So if I'd cut that 1/4 of an inch. Did I do my math right? I'm second guessing myself. Yep, I would have cut that wrong. There. No, it would have been right. Whenever I trim my photo to not a traditional size, I always second guess my mats, because I'm used to knowing how big my mats need to be with the traditional sizes. Okay, I was right. I just had to double check. It's when I do the real times that I'm gonna make mistakes, because I'm gonna be worried about talking and not paying attention. All right, so there's the white mat. Get that down. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful holiday season. I hope all my Americans had a great Thanksgiving. I don't know what day this video is going up, so I don't know if, oh, Thanksgiving would have passed by the time this is going up. Okay, white mat. Now I need black mat. And I have plenty of black filler paper, that's for sure. Although I already used all the black paper that came in this mini album, so. double check one more time I'm cutting this right. Yep. And 4. Is anybody else making a scrapbooky present for somebody? Because I would love to know. And I'd love to know if anyone's playing along with the mini album thing, even if it's not for, you know, a gift for someone else. I feel like this is a really fun project if you do have a pet, to just do an album of your pet. It's been a lot of fun, and it's actually been pretty easy with how it's been organized for me. So it'd be an easy, fun project to do for yourself. So have my double matte. It's definitely going on the pink, and I just know however I matte this on the pink, I need to cover this hole. This looks like I have a little room at the top. Might trim that up a smidgen. Go ahead and stick this down. I need to see on the previous pages if it's time to use another piece of my film strip or not too. I've been trying to space that die cut throughout the book, but I only have 1 and a partial left, and I think I'm only halfway through this book, maybe a little over halfway through this book, so I need to make sure I have enough of it to span the whole thing. I can always, you know, move around my pages at the end. If I find there's not enough to go, I could just swap out a couple of the pages so it looks more even. Okay, so with Kevin looking kind of up, I want him more towards the lower end of the page because I feel like he's looking up. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of this. So how do I want to layer this? You know what I need to do? I'm going to forget this because we're doing real time. I need to ink. I need to ink before I forget. I knew there was something I even left it on my desk so I wouldn't forget. I'm worried I'm going to. There we go. And around the back. I've been doing this even on the black papers too. I feel like it's just such a nice subtle touch, and I notice it. Mike might not notice it. I know my mom will notice the inked edges. So that's something I want to make sure I do. I just think it gives it such a nice finished handmade touch. So, okay. Could do a partial layer. I could do something kind of different than on the other pages and keep this more centered and maybe do a partial and then a strip at the top with like a strip of this as a cluster somewhere. Does that make sense what I just said? I'm just gonna go for it and show you what I mean. I'm getting ink on my picture. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. I'm just gonna show you what I mean. A couple of the pages I use very similar layering techniques, which again, I kind of like because it makes the book flow together, but I do want some pages, excuse me, to be like different, you know, have a super different look. So I think having it center like that could be cool. And then something, I don't know. I don't have to keep the top symmetrical, I guess. I was thinking if I had a strip like this across the top that spanned the same distance, it could be a cool look. But I could just use this little piece and like make a little something in this corner. I think I like that better. I don't like when the whole page is symmetrical. I think it makes it more interesting when it's split up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and commit to this. Hopefully there will be less second guessing with the real time, because I'm just gonna be like, make decisions. This video can't be an hour long for a little 8x8 page. Okay. I'm kind of interested to see how, I don't know, I've been doing Stretch to Sketch for so long, which I haven't been playing along lately, just because I feel like I've already been crunched on time with getting the other stuff I have to get done. But I feel like 8x8s, it would be really fun to pick out a couple of these pages to make a 12x12. I don't know, maybe our favorite ones. Hopefully this whole month of projects with 8x8 will still be interesting to the 12x12 scrappers, because hopefully you can still translate ideas to a 12x12 page with it still being the same proportion. I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this glued down because I really want it just centered at the bottom of the page. And then I need to figure out what I'm gonna do in this other little cluster at the top. I know I want to pull in some of the pink. You can hear that. Franklin is running around his enclosure. He will sit in his basking spot all day and not move. But he looks up at me in the loft and sees me up here scrapbooking, and he instantly is like, let me out. I want to come. I want to run around the house during the one time you can't watch me. And that's not happening. Sorry, Frankie. He'd been brumating the past couple weeks, which is like a mini hibernation that bearded dragons do. So I'm glad he's up and out of brumation because I miss him when he is. It makes me nervous just not feeding him and holding him, you know, for weeks at a time. But now that he's up, yeah, he's I wish you guys could see him. Hang on, we're gonna go on a field trip. 1 second. Okay, ignore the mess. I'm up in my scrap room. Okay, you see him? He's like, let me out of here. Okay, I'll show you guys what I do so Franklin can free roam. Hang on. Okay, so this is the setup. I take a yoga mat and I anchor it in its enclosure with a rock and then a pillow at the bottom. Come on, Frankie. And he'll just run down it, and then he can get back in his enclosure whenever he wants. Are you gonna come out, or you're shy now that people are watching? What are you doing? Come here. Show them how you use your slide. Is that all you wanted? Oh no, we're going down. There we go. Now he will run around the house until he gets bored, and then he'll go back and bask. But yeah, sorry. There's the interlude. Back to scrapbooking. Okay, so I may have to stop at some point and put him back if he becomes too much of a hoodlum. But what I like of my scrap room being up in the loft is I can look down and I can see him. So as long as he doesn't decide to be silly, we should be okay. All right, back to scrapbooking. So I've been running up and down the stairs. So I do like this idea, but I do think I want it to be the same width as this, so visually it balances. This is a little bit wider and that's bothering me. Let me trim this down a little bit. Now you guys are gonna hear Franklin tippy tapping as he runs around for the rest of the video. Okay, I like that better. I'm gonna go ahead and ink it. And I gotta decide how I want to incorporate the pink up there. I can just do another scrap and have them layered up. Or I could do a punch. Could do a banner. I don't know if I want to do a banner though, because I kind of like, I don't know, all the square corners are kind of a vibe, so I might keep it like that. I do like this. Maybe if I do like a partial matte in the pink up there, and then that'll be a nice little spot to embellish when I get to the embellishment phase. I think I like that though. Again, I'm gonna keep the matte kind of the same width the pink is down here, just so that's balanced as well. Right about there. Get that down. And then I don't know if I'll move on to the next page or if we want to see if there's something else I want to do. I'm really trying to just get through all the base pages and get like the bulk of the layering and like the design done, and then go back and embellish all of them. So I don't know if we'll move on after this one. I do kind of want to knock out a couple pages on this real time though, because just the pages aren't taking me very long, and having just a bunch of 5-minute videos every other day, it might be nice just to knock a couple out. There you go. I am missing the gold on this one, but I think maybe when I get to the embellishing, I might do some like Heidi Swapp color shine maybe. It'll stand up really good to this dark green. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. There we go. Let me check on the die cut thing too. Hang on. I want this spacing to be the same as well. That's kind of cool. Kind of different than the other pages. It's going here. Oh my gosh, you guys. I didn't do my edge. It's like the first thing I've been doing on all the other pages. Well, that means I'm pulling this stuff up, trimming it down a smidgen, and adding a notebook edge punch, because I've done this on every single page and I can't just have one without it. I knew there was going to be something that I was going to leave out. That's like the first thing I do on my my pages, is I figure out what color that's going to be. So I think I'm just going to do solid black because it'll tie in the black here. So let me just grab a scrap. That's what I get for being distracted and going and playing with Franklin. Well, our next page, we're doing this first, okay? Okay. It's fine. I can always trim down my mats, but I can't really make my mats bigger. So let me get this down so I can see what the new spacing is going to be. And then I will just trim everything down a smidgen and just have it shifted over, will be the plan. Don't tear. Okay, good job. I'm so sorry. I know this is nerve-wracking for you guys just as much as it is me. But the good news is I have so much paper this month. If I tore something, I have a whole nother 12 by 12 of all of these patterns, so it's fine. I know, we thought we were almost done, and then I had to go and forget an essential part of the design. Okay. Get this part down at least, and then I don't think it'll take too long to re-trim the rest of the stuff. I'll see how much space I have to work with. But I did not want to forget this part. That would have driven me crazy. if I finished this book and realized there was one page that was missing the notebook edge punch. Okay. So I think we're okay. I need to just trim it a smidgen. Trying really hard not to mess this up. Yeah. A little bit off the bottom. I might have to do a little bit more. It fits, but there's not a lot of room. I might do this on the other side now. I don't want it to compete with this on the other side. Still a little bit too crowded. I'm gonna trim it down a little bit more. And I'll probably go back and trim that skinnier too, so it all coordinates. All right. Adding that notebook edge punch does make me already feel better about the layout being a little bit more complete though. It just adds such an easy kind of final touch. I mean, it is a little bit more crowded, but I think if this is still open, it'll be okay. Let me re-ink it. I think I'm okay with that. Okay. Ta-da. And then do I need to trim this down? Yes, it's gonna bother me if it's wider. Okay, got this. I'm really sorry if this is nerve-wracking for anybody else. It's okay though, what's the worst that could happen? I mess it up and I cut a new strip. Okay, let's re-ink that. I'll just be happier if the proportion matches a little bit better. Okay. I'm gonna trim this a smidgen too. Just seems like it's too wide now that I've trimmed the other stuff. Does this feel better? Yes. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay. Yep. Okay. Crisis averted. Again, even though my proportion has changed, I'm still just tweaking the spacing so it still matches, even though I've moved and trimmed stuff smaller. Okay, and then now that this is kind of a bold black thing, I just want to add it somewhere else too, so it relates more to the page. So I think I might just do another notebook edge punch and just have it peeking here maybe. Do a bigger piece just in case I want a longer piece. I really want someone to do this mini album, and just so I can see like what different things from your stash you end up like incorporating. Like if you do a different border punch, I think this, you could do a really sweet mini album with like scallops and stuff, especially if it was of a little girl. I think scallops would be super sweet. You could always do these mini albums for vacations too. I don't have many albums for myself, just because I scrapbook my everything in my 12 by 12s. Other than my little DVD one I showed you guys in the first video on the playlist, but it's a cute gift idea, I think. Okay. Going to trim this down. And I think I want it more to the right so it kind of lines up with this corner and kind of brings this black to the other side. I just need to figure out how much of it I want showing. I'm gonna start here, and then I can trim more if I want to. Let's just try this. Need it a little smaller. That. I could trim it down even more, but I kind of like it stopping here because I feel like the corners kind of taper up to this corner, which I like. Yeah. We're committing. I can always change it later if I really don't like it when I get around to the embellishing stage, which is kind of what I like about the way this process is set up, is I can kind of go back to any page at any time and kind of tweak it, which you can do that anyways with your pages, but having it where like all the pages are a work in progress oddly makes it easier because I can kind of tweak as I go. There we go. So I think I might move on for now. We're definitely coming back, and I definitely have it set up to where if I want to do titles, I could say Kevin right here. If I want to just embellish, I can do circle punch, banner, something with enamel dots and stickers or something. But for now, I say we move on to the next one. I'm really trying not to get hung up on finishing yet, because that's what hangs me up the most, I feel like. So getting all these bases down, I'm like, okay, move on, get it done, move on, and then we'll worry about it later when I have a more, like a better idea of how things are gonna be finished. So the next one is the marble background. And then I also, before I get going, okay, I can use part of a film strip on this one because I have one here, none on these two. So it's time to use another piece of my film strip. So I'm definitely going to incorporate that. And then let's go ahead and pick out colors again. Okay. I really like this green. I feel like I used it not that long ago, but I love this green with this marble. I think it's really pretty. And then I just look at my other greens just so I can say I did. This diamond one could work. I think I like this one better, but this one could work too. Let me see what my other options are for my blacks, and that might help me decide. Okay. So I'm thinking I want something without white since I have the white marble, so I like this one. This one's really nice too because it's high contrast. Ooh. And then pink. I only have the dashes. Okay, so that kind of makes it easy. If I have the pink dashes, I'm not using the black dashes, which leaves this black, which means I'm not using this green, which means I'm using that green. So, decisions made easy. Is there anything in my cut aparts I want to use? Probably not. I've picked through most of them. I really love this one. Brings in the gold and it's a nice little sentiment, but I wish it was dogs. Like it says, the best thing in life are the people you love. And if it was dogs you love, like would be perfect. But I think for this album, I just don't know. I do have this marbly Be the Good. It could be like a pattern on pattern situation with a mat. So I might pull that out just in case. I don't think I'm going to use it though. And then if I want gold, I have these medallions, but I'm really like not drawn, like not vibing with the gold for some reason. I'm gonna have it out here just in case, but I don't think I'm gonna add the gold on this one either. I'll just worry about gold when it comes to final touches, just so the gold I already have doesn't seem left out. So first thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna figure out what color I want to be the notebook edge punch. I think black could be cool again to tie in with this. I'm really drawn to having the green though. I just love the green on this. I think the pink is a little bit too low contrast. These are too similar for, I like my notebook edge punch to kind of have contrast in the background. So I'm thinking we'll do green. And then as long as I'm not cutting her off, I might do this as a 4x4. I don't want to cut her off. I'll have to see how that measures. Let me go ahead and do the notebook edge punch first though, because I'm not running into that situation again. I love this green. There's a lot of different greens in this collection, which I was worried they might clash, but because they're all intermixed so well, it actually works out. I don't notice any clashing anyways, even though there are lots of different greens and blacks. Honestly, there's a lot of different blacks too. Okay. I think it helps that we have the marbly patterns because it helps include a bunch of different tones of the same color. Okay. Yes, I love that. That green and the marble. Beautiful. I can already tell I'm gonna love this page. And it goes on this side of this page because it is the left-hand page in the book. Perfect. Okay. Ooh. I've been using my scissors to cut little strips out of this, but I don't know, it seems more work on alive, so I'm just tearing. Even though I don't get as uniform strips. I could just use wet glue, but that just makes my decisions more permanent and more high stress because if I glue it down, I'm definitely tearing the background if I tried to pull it up again. So I'm going to ink this before we stick it down. I need to get more felt tops because these are starting to shed. It's getting ink on my clean backgrounds. Okay. There we go. It's been really nice having a project focus too and not have to worry about, I don't know, I'm a 12x12 scrapper. That's what I prefer. But I've really enjoyed the break with doing this smaller format. So, line up the corners, come on. Perfect. There we go. All right, let me ink the outside of this before I forget, and then I would need to figure out what size I want this photo I think the next thing I want to do is go ahead and get that double matte on. And then I can figure out layers after that. I'm not gonna worry about the film strip because I can kind of layer that anywhere depending on where I feel like space needs to be filled out. So let me just see what it would look like as a 4x4. I think I'll like it better. Before I cut, let me just see. The page next to it will definitely be a 4x6 because it has to be. It's Boo and Sue together. So yes, this can be a 4x4. Yeah. Just makes decision making so much easier. You know what I mean? I don't want to cut off her little paws, but I'm okay cutting off some of her haunches. Because it also got rid of some of the fire pit wood bags in the background too, which is nice. So let me go ahead and get my mat. Let's see. White first, then black. So this will be 4 1/8. And this will be 4 1/4. So much easier when I don't mess with the original size of the photo because I just know what size the mats need to be. Okay. Let's get these down. This is why this process has been so fun, because I already know half of the process. It just makes it so much easier. This would be a fun project for a crop, I feel like, because you can just work on this one thing, you kind of have your method, and once you kind of know your routine, you can kind of go on autopilot, which is why I'm glad I can try doing another one of these real times. What did I do? Why is it not fitting? Hang on a second. I cut it wrong. Did I cut my black wrong? We just measured this together, you guys. It's too short. Okay, hang on. That's what I get. I spoke too early. Maybe I can't talk and do this. I cut this correctly. I know I did. Does this one fit? Okay, I wasn't paying attention when I cut the long side, I guess. Okay. Beautiful. I'm having to get over the direction dogs are facing, though, I'm realizing as I'm doing this book, because I think I took a lot of the photos with the dogs facing this direction. And I prefer them to look into the book, but I'm just having to deal with it because the photos I have are the photos I have. So there are several pages where the dogs are looking off the page, but it is what it is. I don't think Mike will notice that design flaw. So we'll be okay. So now I got to figure out how I want to do layers. I could do, like, do I want it to be super duper layery? Or just have a bunch of staggered ones like I've been doing? This is my favorite thing to do this month, is these layered partial mats. With some black. Just trying to get an eye for how the different corners will look. want to do black next because the black and black will just bleed together. I could do I want this black mat to like go all the way around. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do my layers in a way. Like I want a decent sized green mat. Okay, definitely doing the green mat. I will figure out the black mat in a minute. I like this for sure. I'm just gonna make this mat kind of the same width of this since it's the same paper. I think that will help make it look visually appealing if it's a similar width mat. Okay. Yep. Not thinking about it. I'm just sticking it down. That is my mantra for this project. Just do it. If you don't like it, you can change it later. What is happening with this glue? Well, don't quite know what happened there. Okay. It's on the back, so no one will see. Anyways, okay. Ink this, and then I need to figure out what I want to do with the black and the pink. I definitely want to use both of them. Okay. So, and this paper has to be oriented this way because I've used this diamond-y paper like this through the whole book. So I cannot do it this way. It will just, I can't. Okay, so I could do a partial. I've also ran the dots vertically too, so that means these have to be oriented in this direction or that will bother me as well. Could just do a couple partial mats. Something about it, I'm not feeling it though. What's bothering me with this? I could do a partial mat with the black and then make the pink one a banner. That could be kind of cute. And then with the pink being down here, I'd want a smidgen of pink up here. Let's do it. Let's just see what it looks like. I like this plan. We're gonna try it. Okay. Just see what happens. Could do the rest of the book real time because this is actually making me move. If there was a way to like do lives and then schedule them to go later, which is impossible because in order to be live, you'd be able to chat and stuff. Like I wish, that's why I don't do more lives because I need projects to go up on certain days. And they're not always days I can chat or feel like I have the pressure to do it right then. But it'd be nice to have the chat so I could get your guys' input because I feel like if I was talking to you doing like a live, I could just sit here all weekend and just get this whole book done. But as it is, I'm filming this on November 20th. So you guys haven't seen most of the pages I've already done at the point of me filming this, so I don't want to jump ahead. That could be cute. Turn this into a little banner. I like it. Let's go ahead and trim this. I think I like this spacing, so I need to trim a smidgen off the bottom. Yeah. And then trim it into a fishtail. 3.5, so that would be 1.5 plus 1/4, right? Okay. I did measure this right? I'm so worried I'm mismeasuring. Why does it not look even? It is though. Yes, it's even. I think the printed lines on the paper are making me feel like it's wonky, but it's not. That's how I do my fishtails. Okay. Yeah. I like it. I like it. We'll just have to do like a little bit of pink. I can't orient it that way, but like, you know, we'll figure it out. I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. Is anyone traveling for the holidays, or is everyone staying home? Because I'm pretty sure Thanksgiving's going to be at my mom's and Christmas will be at my sister's, but we're all very close to each other, so it works out well. But that way, you know, boys get to have Christmas at their house and they get to, you know, wake up and do presents in their living room, which I think is just really nice. It's really fun having Christmas with the boys because it just reminds me of Christmas when I was little, and it's just such a magical time. Okay, let's ink this, and then I will see about the other pink area. I wasn't going to do this pink next to the white because of the low contrast, but I actually like it in this context. And the black inking will still help it stand out. Okay. That's cute. I like that. I like that. We're sticking it down. I gotta decide. I know I want the pink somewhere else. I gotta make sure. I gotta see if I want the black somewhere else as well. Just so all my colors are spread around the page. Okay. That's adorable. Okay. I do have scraps to work with, which is nice. And I have my, oh, what am I doing with this? I don't have to put it on this page. I could just put it on the next page. There's not a specific formula I'm keeping to that every however many page has to have a piece of this. I know I want it throughout. Although this could be cute. I don't know if I like that the black matte though is what's overlaying it. I think it'd be nicer if there was more contrast. But that's cute. How did I use it the last time? Because I don't want to do it in a similar way either. I have a smidgen here. Oh, I kind of did something similar here with the banners. Ooh. Not that it'll matter, it's 3 pages back. But I feel like this is too similar, having a square with the banners and the film strip. So, I like this though. It's okay, I'll save it. I will get it used up on a different page. I don't have to do it on this one. That's what I will tell myself. Sorry, I need a coffee break. My local Lidl has pumpkin spice creamer right now. And I normally don't make coffee at home much anymore. But I'm a sucker for pumpkin spice, and I cannot be buying Starbucks every day, so. I don't know, I don't feel like I need black up here, because black is pretty. If I had a cluster down here, I would use the black. But I kind of want the pink balanced here, which means something over here. I don't have to do this though. I could just not. Or I might just do this. I might just have a scrap of this pink coming out from here just so the colors are broken up a little bit, and it'll break up this just column of emptiness. And we'll just leave it like that and be simple. I like that plan. So let's just see what it looks like. I can change it if I don't like it. Okay. Let's get this down. And we might be good after this portion. I might move on to our next page. Should we go for three pages in this video? That'd be nice. It drives me crazy that all the videos are so short lately because they're all just these mini pages. It'll be nice to have a longer one with more content. I like the look. I don't like the spacing. Is it too much? I feel like I need this to be the same width as this. This is too wide. That's what's bothering me. Let's try this again. Trim it down a little bit. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try this again. I think this will be the balance. Right there. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay. I like that. That's a nice little base for something. I could do like a little something here and a little something here when we get to the embellishment, and we'd be good. I do want some more black on this page, but I think what I will do is when it comes time to finish, I will do my black Nuvo drops instead of the white. And I think little pops of that black will be perfect. So that base is done. Let's move on. I could just do this all day and get this book done. How long do you guys want this video to be? I still need to, I went and reprinted pictures yesterday and it still reprinted one of them wrong. So I might need to reprint another one. But my mom also sent me some pictures when she saw me doing this book of the dogs. And there's one that she sent me I really want to print. So I added this picture when I reprinted, and then I'll do one more of the one my mom sent. So I'll get 2 extra pages. Sorry, that was a side note. I need to go reprint those pictures. That's so frustrating. I'll show you which one it is too. It's like one I can't get away with. This one. It cut off her nose. 3 times I have printed this picture and they have cut off their nose, even though I went in and I did the cropping and made sure it wasn't cut off. So I just went into my phone and permanently cropped it as a 12 by 12, or not 12 by 12, a 4 by 4. And so hopefully next time I print it, the nose will be in frame. Sorry, I just reminded myself I have to do that again. It's so annoying. All right. So this one, we have the multicolor background, which means all my colors are on here already. So this is a little bit different, and where I'm probably just gonna want to use, not this one, because I just used it on that last page. Let's see what papers I want to use. Will this be too busy on this one? I don't think so. We'll figure it out. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Scrap pile. Okay, so I just use these on the page that's next to it, so I'm not using them on this one. cut aparts for a minute. Okay, let me pick out my black first because I feel like that's going to be the important one on this one. I'm definitely not using these on this page because that's the same. I don't want to do marble. I have marble on the companion page. I like the black stripe. That's pretty bold. I do not want to use these two because this is too similar to the background and we just used that one on a previous page. So that leaves not a lot. I can pull more out of my 12 by 12 too. Now that we're this far in the book, my scrap pile is dwindling, so I can pull out more paper from the 12 by 12 as well. I think this is busy enough. I don't really want this busy pattern. I do like this kind of subtle sketchy green. I think the diamond's too busy too. Okay. And this is gonna be too busy. Oh, that gives me a headache. No way, Jose. Okay, well, by process of elimination, will these work? Definitely gonna need some black mats, I think, to break some of this up. I can't do that. I'm gonna have to, I think, reach into the book. Which is why I'm glad I have so much of this, because I don't have to worry about not having the paper I need, so. I'm so sorry, everyone who's screaming at their screen telling me which paper to pick, because I'm probably not going to pick the one that you want. I'm trying to stay away from these greens because these greens have like too much blue in them for me, if that makes sense. I much prefer these like olivey foresty greens. So that's why these are a no, although this would look really good with this background. I think this paper is already different enough to where I throw in a completely different green with more blues. This page is really going to stick out in the album like a sore thumb, and I really want it to all look cohesive. Here's a whole sheet of this one, which I like. It sticks to that watercolory look, but it's more, I don't know. I'm definitely pulling this one because it reads more as a solid black, which I like. I like this, but it has that blue in it I'm trying to avoid, and I also feel like it might be too busy, and the back is definitely too blue. Here's a bigger piece of this green that I love. I'm going to go ahead and pull this too, because I just have a feeling I'm going to use it throughout the book at some point. I do... oh, the back is the marble. This is hard. I do like this has pink and it pulls in pops of gold because I haven't been using gold. I think if I did a matte in this and then matted it in a black, this could work. But I'm also worried that this pattern is also a little bit too wild for the background. So I'm not sure. I am going to pull it out though. Just I like the marble side too, and I probably will use that. All right. The bigger piece of that stripe. I just don't know if I'm loving this stripe. I like this one. This reads as a solid, but it also has the pops of gold. It'll have to be this way. I like that. Yeah, okay. Refreshed my selections. I do need 2 more 8x8s for the 2 extra pages I'm adding, which will probably come from this stack of 4 papers because I love these papers. So I do want to keep that in mind as I'm gutting. Okay. I like this. Okay, let me set the nose aside. Definitely like this brings in some gold. I've been really bad with my gold. Let me just see papers I have to do next. Okay, I need a green for this page. So I will cut 8x8 out of this. Yes, because this is already too small. I may have used that green if I had a big enough piece of it. Okay. So black, pink, white, black, green. So this one should be a pink. Sorry, we're going on a side mission here to fill in my last 2 pages I don't have backgrounds for. So we could do the diamond print or the dash print. We have the diamond print here, so we will do the dash print. Okay. Let me just cut these 8x8 so I don't accidentally use these papers. And then I will continue with the process. This will be our intermission. That's how the process goes sometimes, you know? Okay. So this will be the page with my mom's photo when I finally print it, which I think is of Sue. There's definitely the most pictures of Sue in this book, which I intended for most of the pictures to be Boo. Because Boo, again, is just, you know, Mike's ride or die dog. But I'm sorry, Sue is just so much more photogenic. She gets more pictures. If Boo is a better model, this whole book could be Boo, but she's not, so she needs to take modeling lessons from her sister. They are litter mates, by the way, Boo and Sue, if you couldn't already guess. Okay. So I like this and I like this. And I might use this. No, because dashes and dashes. I'm not doing that. Never mind. Okay. Figure my life out, and then we will continue. Ta-da! I think we were down to 16 pages, and now we're back up to 18 pages, so. Okay. Sorry for that. Let's continue. So, I definitely... I'm trying to think about if I want to do solid black for the edge, which is what I want to do because I feel like the solid black makes these colors pop so well. But then if I use this, which is a little bit more of a grayish black, I don't know if that'll clash with the black black. So that's what I'm having a dilemma about right now. Let me go ahead and do my double matte because I know that's happening regardless. I'm again gonna trim this down a smidgen. Just so I have more room to matte. Okay. So this will be big. Okay. Ta-da. These videos are kind of funny because I'm just saying my thoughts out loud. So you guys know what I say in my head while we do the whole process. I tell myself ta-da. Okay. It's too early. I haven't woken up enough to be this chatty. I feel like I've just gone off the rails into nonsense land. Oh, look, it's already the perfect size. How convenient. And that's going to be 4. Perfect. Okay. I have a feeling I'm going to change my mind on this black. It'd be nice to incorporate some gold though. I feel like on the page that has the busiest background though is not the time to try to bring in the gold. I think I'm just setting myself up to be frustrated. Can you take this out for a second? This is what we're working with. I think I want solid black. I can matte in the green and stuff, but I think I want solid black to be the notebook edge punch. Just gonna cut it. We're just gonna see. I think I just need to keep this page more simple because there is a busier pattern as the background. I think that's where I'm hanging myself up and just trying to make it too complicated. And it's not going to work on this one. I don't like when you have these little partials at the end, so sometimes I just cut them off. That just looks better than having that little partial thing. Okay, so this page is on the right side. Trim this to size. Okay. Alrighty. I need to reevaluate what papers I decided to use for this one. Maybe, I don't know. What are my other pink options? The pink diamond pretty much, yeah? Ah, dropping everything. 1 second. I'm getting stuck. I have to do it one more time. That is just too much. It's too much. Okay, well, okay, I think what I'm gonna have to just say no to this. It's messing with me. The back side is a pink. 1 minute. Y'all. This whole time, the answer was on the back. Okay, so we're gonna use this side instead, I guess. This one is it just wasn't working. As much as I wanted to pull in the gold, this is calming down the page, and that's what I need. So I am committing to the black. Let me just go ahead and get this stuck down. I think if we calm down the background with this pink, then we can figure out what to do with the film strip, and then hopefully that will help me figure out what we're doing. I'm glad one of these pages was a little bit more of a challenge though, just so you could see how I attempt to work through it. Sometimes in the process videos where everything's all sped up and the boring parts are cut out. It just looks too easy. Sometimes you get stumped. Okay, let me stick this down. It's not at all lined up. Okay, try this again. Okay, that's better. All right, let me ink that before I forget. What are you guys watching right now? I have The Office on, per usual. I actually went a long time without The Office because I took it off of Netflix, and then Marcus felt bad for me because The Office is just one of my comfort shows, so he bought me Peacock so I can watch it again. So that's what's on right now. I've been binging on The Queen's Gambit a lot. I've watched that series through like 5 times. I love it. I can't wait for the next season of Bridgerton. But I still want to know what you guys are watching. It's always interesting. You guys give me good recommendations. Okay, so I can do a substantial mat if I feel like it. I'm just gonna cut this and I can trim it down if I want, but I could do a thicker mat on this one because I kind of want this pattern to break up the background a bit. So I'm gonna do a thicker mat and then I can trim it down later then if I want to. Much better. Just had to find the right paper. It's also why I like having a whole 12 by 12 because normally I would not cut into a full sheet just for a 4 by 6 mat, but I have that whole book of 12 by 12, so we're good. Okay. I think I want this up because they're more looking down in this instance. I do not want the black to run into the black though. So I could just have this running in from the side at the bottom. This needs a black mat on it. I could do, let me ink this, but I could just do an actual black mat around this too to make it a little bolder. Let's see what it looks like with just the ink. This page is gonna just have to be a smidgen different from the other ones to make it look right. I think I want a black mat around that. Just so you can see. If I just did another skinny one, I think that will be good. I'll do a skinny black mat around this, back this in vellum, and then maybe some paper scraps down here overlapping this to make a little cluster maybe. Is 4 3/4, so this needs to be there. Okay, I feel better now that we're moving again. It's so frustrating sometimes when you just sit and you stare at your project for like hours not doing anything. So glad we figured that out relatively quickly. I definitely think this will be the last page for today because I feel like we just knocked out 3 pages pretty quickly. I feel pretty good about that. Okay, there. Yeah. Definitely looking different than the other ones, but I'm okay with it. Okay, I need to back this in vellum. This is what I've been doing all month, is just a smidgen of Tombow Monomulti. This is too much. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm not trying not to mess this up. I don't know if this is my only piece of vellum I have left, so I'm trying really hard not to mess it up because I still need to back the final film strip in what's left of this. So I'm trying really hard not to mess up the one piece of vellum I have. I really need to go pick up some more. Perfect. Okay. So now I just need a little something here to make it interesting. I could always layer something on the photo here because I kind of have this open area of the floor. Do I want to pull in any green? I have green on the background, so I really don't have to. You know, it could be kind of cool because this pattern is squares. I could just cut out one of these squares to be the base of something down here. That could be cool. Shall I try it? Just fussy cutting one of these squares maybe? See if I cannot mess it up. I could cut them out with the trimmer, but it kind of has rounded corners on the print, so I think it would look cuter if I actually fussy cut them. Okay. Could have it as a diamond. No, nope, nope, immediately no. Do I want the film strip lower as the base to anchor this? Or do I want this kind of hanging underneath? Can I line it up? I kind of like that with it a smidgen higher. It needs another element. Like I really need another, I think I want green or something. Like I just need another paper to help. Just needs something. I like the addition of the screen. I just have to now figure out if I have this strip here, I need this green. I could Could just do like sandwich this with a little strip of green top and bottom. Oh, I like that. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing for sure. Okay, let me get this down. I like how this looks. Problem solved. Just have a little bit of green top and bottom of my matted photos. And then I think it will be perfect. So let me glue this down. Which side did I ink? This side. Okay. Dogs are barking today. Can you guys hear that? My windows are not even open today. Dogs are going crazy. Okay. Ow. Okay. Well, that ink just smeared on there, so I know where the green strip is going. Okay, I liked how this was evenly spaced and that this lined up. So I'm gonna do this here. Do this here. And then layer this little detail. Okay. Cover up that smeared ink. Look at that. That's cute. I like that. I need to glue down the rest of the film strip though. We're going in with our wet glue. So this is permanent. There's no changing our mind after this. Smidge in. Okay. To trim off this excess. And then glue this part down too. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Now I need my green layer on the top. Just cut a chunk of this off so I can measure how wide I want it to be. I think I want it to land where it's like halfway down the pink mat on the side. So there-ish. Yeah. I like it. Okay. So now I have the width I want. I'm going to cut this in two so that the sandwiching pieces I know are the same size. We'll ink those and get those stuck down. I think we'll be done with this one. I like how this one turned out. I was worried for a minute this was going to be my least favorite page and it was just going to be what it was, but I actually really like what we ended up doing. I love scrapbooking. It's just such a good creative process. Okay. Let's figure out where I want these. What am I doing? Here and here. Yes. Okay. Look even, looks even to me. So before I commit, that's why I'm just using the little pieces just to see. Looks good. It's a little crowded down here, so I need to move this bottom one up a smidgen. Okay, let's try it there instead. I love it. I kind of like that the top one is thicker too, because it carries more visual weight having a thicker green piece, because then I have a skinny green, so I like it. Okay, let's glue this down and we will be done with layout 3 for today. And then it's not my problem again until it's time to do finishing touches, and then we'll have to figure that out then. But for now, we are at a good stopping point for this layout. Okay. Oh, okay, there you are. Thought I lost my green scrap for a second. All right. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Let's clean up my mess a little bit. Let's do a progress flip through while I'm at it. Yeah. Nice. How many pages I got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's finishing touch time. Sweet, that was fun. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the real time, just to break up the videos this month from a bunch of little 5-minute processes. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.